Hey internets, it's Jake, and today I'm going to show you how to make miniature scrolls for your tabletop role-playing game. First, you're going to want to take your paper, cut it into 1-inch strips. Here I used my leftover French press coffee and coffee grounds, which I poured into a small travel mug, inside of which I placed all of my 1-inch paper strips. Notice the use of the coffee grounds as well. Once they'd soaked all day, I laid them out on a cookie sheet, put them in the oven at 225 degrees. I kept an eye on them and cooked them until they were a golden brown crispiness. Once I took them out of the oven, I used a dry paintbrush to brush away the loose coffee grounds and was left with some wonderful strips of colored aged paper. Here you can see one of the strips that we're going to make the scrolls from. There's a dark side and a light side. I like to use the dark side for the outside of the scroll and the light side for the inside. I'm going to use my cutting mat here to quickly and easily mark out 1/2 inch by 1 inch scrolls. You can adjust the size to whatever you find appropriate for what you're going to use them for. Maybe you want something a little bit bigger for a map or whatever. Of course, then once you mark them, go ahead and cut them out. Now here I've cut out 4. I'm going to use 2 to show you rolled up scrolls and 2 to show you flattened out scrolls or open scrolls. It's as simple as taking a toothpick, rolling the piece of paper around the toothpick, and on the first roll you can see that it's kind of loose. We don't want that. So apply pressure, give it a couple more rolls until it just tightens up on that toothpick, pull it off of the toothpick and just set it aside for now. Go ahead and do this for however many remaining scrolls you want to make. We use that same technique continually. Unroll that. Now, to get the scrolls to stay in their formation, I like to use clear gel tacky glue. Go ahead and just put a little dab on the back of the scroll there and smooth it around with your finger. And a little bit more on the inside of the scroll. We'll take our handy toothpick here. Just give it a good roll up and that glue is just going to hold it in place. Go ahead and pull it off the toothpick. Now here's a little technique I like to do to add a little detail to it, is to turn up the edges of the corner to make it look like the scroll's been hanging out in a wizard's pocket or in a rucksack or something. Go ahead and we'll finish up the remaining rolled scroll that we've got here. Same technique, glue on the outside, glue on the inside, roll it on the toothpick. And here I just turned up one corner of the scroll. Some of them I don't even do this to. Next you're going to want to get some appropriate color. I like a Tuscan red, a fine paintbrush, and just give it a little dab to simulate the wax seal that would be on the scroll. Just a little dab is all you need. Try not to drop your paintbrush and get paint everywhere like I did. Next we're going to do the opened scrolls. I like to use a Micron 01 pen, and you can put whatever you want on here. So here I'm doing like it's some kind of letter. I just do some quick squiggles and lines like it's some kind of letter, and then a fake signature. Now here's maybe it's some kind of a nature spell scroll, so there might be some images on there, a little bit of descriptive text. I'm not really sure what the spell is, but there's a list of components and a little skull and crossbones here to indicate that this is a deadly spell that the wizard's going to be using. Again, you're going to take your toothpick and you're going to want to roll the scroll up. You don't need to roll it as tight as we did for the rolled scrolls. You want to roll it in both directions so it doesn't stay too curled. And then here I rolled up the end and a little bit of the corners. And then you can see that it lays flat but with the edges rolling up. Same thing with this one, gonna roll it in reverse and then roll those edges up so they just get that little bit of curl as a scroll would that's been open for a while. And these are open scrolls, so they're gonna have just a little bit of the wax seal on the ends. And there you go, your scrolls are ready. Rolled scrolls and flat scrolls. Here's a red wizard next to them for scale. Here's some other ones I made. Those 4 are actually stacked, and I even used different colored paints to simulate different colored waxes. That's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, or if you have other ideas, be sure to leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to give the video the old thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. Now get out there and imagine, build, play.